Hello, friends. It may have been too early to create a list of the 7 wonders of the world because in addition to those great architectural structures, there are also beautiful natural sights on Earth, such as the Grand Canyon, Victoria Falls, and others. Scientists are still puzzled about how some places could have formed naturally. As you may have guessed from the title, we will be talking about 10 unusual places on the planet that science cannot explain. Number 10. The sleepy village of Kalachi. The residents of the village of Kalachi in Kazakhstan were recently struck by a very strange epidemic. The inhabitants of this village can literally fall asleep out of the blue, even while walking or driving on the road. As a result, they also suffer from memory loss, fatigue, and hallucinations. Remarkably, this affects both women and men of all age groups. The Kazakh government recommended the evacuation of the village's residents. Scientists still cannot pinpoint the exact cause of this phenomenon. According to one theory, the residents of the village of Kalachi suffer from radioactive poisoning. This theory arose because there is a uranium mine near the village. However, blood tests of the villagers disproved this theory. No traces of radiation were found in their blood. Remarkably, the residents of the neighboring village do not suffer from the sleeping sickness, despite being close to the mine. Number 9. The Taos hum. A low-frequency humming and buzzing sound, the source of which cannot be identified. It can drive you mad or make you lose control of your mind. You've all heard this kind of sound before, like a lawnmower working in the distance or when a TV is malfunctioning. Until we find and eliminate the source of the noise, it feels as if your brain is being eaten from the inside. In general, it's not a pleasant feeling. Fortunately, such cases are rare, but just imagine it. All the pain and discomfort of the residents of Taos, a town located in the state of New Mexico, since the early 1990s. Many residents of this town complain that they constantly hear a low-frequency hum. This sound can be heard throughout the entire town. The locals are literally going mad. For 20 years, experts have been trying to identify the source of the sound, but all their efforts have led to no results. Number 8. Mysterious circles in Namibia. This unusual phenomenon occurs in the Namibian steppes of southern Africa. It consists of circles trampled into the grass, which repeat at regular intervals. The shape of these circles is almost perfect. Their diameter ranges from 3 to 20 meters. Scientists not only cannot explain the reason for the formation of these circles, but also why they are circles and not some other geometric shape. Nothing grows within these circles, which has led scientists to start forming theories based on this fact. All their estimates and theories have failed. For example, in 2013, ecologist Norbert Ergens proposed that termites could cause the circles. But in 2015, biologist Walter Schninkel conducted an experiment that disproved Jurgens' speculation. Number 7. The Boiling River. Deep in the Amazon jungle flows the Shania-Timpiska River, which is 6.5 kilometers long. Shania-Timpiska differs from all other rivers on Earth by its very high temperature. Any animal that enters it is boiled alive. First, the animal's eyes are affected, and as it becomes unbearably painful for them, they cannot swim to escape. They begin to drown and swallow the boiling water. As a result, they literally get cooked. It's very harsh. The average temperature of the river reaches 190 degrees Celsius. Scientists do not understand this phenomenon because the temperature of the water is usually observed in rivers that flow near volcanoes. However, the nearest volcano is located 700 kilometers away. Scientists speculate that a mountain spring gushing from one river mixes with the water of the Shania-Timpiska and heats it. Thus, the river becomes a natural geothermal system, resulting in such a natural phenomenon. Number 6. The Hesdalen Lights. Almost every night, residents of the Norwegian valley of Hesdalen observe a mysterious phenomenon. Scientists are baffled by the estimates. At night, bright dancing lights appear in the sky over the valley, flickering, changing shape, and then disappearing until the next night. Scientists have been struggling to study this phenomenon for several decades. Since the first discovery of the lights in the 1930s, residents have started to create various ideas and theories. According to one, the strange lights in the sky appear because the valley's lakes are radioactive, releasing radon particles into the atmosphere, which break apart in the sky and create bright flashes. According to another theory, the lights appear in the sky because the land in Hesdalen is full of sulfuric acid. According to scientists, sulfur interacts with water, resulting in discharge sparks appearing in the sky. Scientists' attempts to determine the exact cause of this reaction have been in vain. They have not succeeded. Number 5. The endless storm. In western Venezuela, a storm rages over the Catatumbo River. It never stops. The storm begins every day at 7 p.m. and lasts for 10 hours. This phenomenon repeats every year for about 260 days. No one knows the exact reason for this natural phenomenon. According to the main theory, lightning is somehow emitted from uranium in the nearby swamps, although they are not entirely sure. According to scientists' version, the lightning in Catatumbo occurs due to the peculiar shapes of the mountains. In the Catatumbo region, warm mountain winds collide with the cold from Antarctica. The winds then quickly combine and evaporate the mountain river with methane gas from nearby oil fields. As a result, storms begin, but this is not the final version, as the lightning in Catatumbo is much more mysterious than it seems. For example, one time in 2010, a storm inexplicably ended earlier than usual. It seemed that there would be no more storms, but after 6 weeks, more storms lit up the sky over Catatumbo again. Since then, this phenomenon has been repeating regularly. Number 4. The Mobile Cave. In southeastern Romania, there is a cave hidden from light and the surrounding world for about 5.5 million years. The atmosphere inside is fundamentally different from that on the surface. The cave was accidentally discovered by workers who were installing a power plant in the area. While testing the soil, they accidentally uncovered a passage that leads to one of the most mysterious places on the planet. Entering through a narrow shaft, you can access a series of tunnels that lead to a room filled with sulfuric acid. The air in the cave is toxic due to the high levels of hydrogen sulfide. The pollution levels here are 1,000 times higher than those on the surface. The strangest thing is that the cave has a complete ecosystem. Organisms have managed to adapt to life in sulfuric acid. Scientists have discovered 33 new organisms in the Mobile Cave that do not exist anywhere else in the world. It is believed that these organisms survive by feeding on the foam that forms on the rocks in the cave. Number 3. The Double Tree. In Casorco, Italy, there is an unusual place where cherry trees grow. They look similar to other healthy cherry trees, except they grow from a different mulberry tree. In fact, this phenomenon sometimes occurs in various parts of the world. It happens that one tree sprouts another parasitic tree. However, in all cases, the parasitic trees are small, stunted, and quickly wither. The double tree in Casorco consists of 2 fully healthy trees. Each extends its branches to a width of 5 meters. No one knows how this phenomenon occurred. Number 2. Lake Karachay. In the Soviet Union, there were many nuclear facilities, many of which were dangerous and poorly planned. Near one of these sites is Lake Karachay, located in the Chelyabinsk region. This lake contains more radioactive materials than anywhere else in the world. It is so dangerous that you can die within an hour if you stand next to it. In 1957, an accident at a nuclear power plant near Karachay caused an explosion, resulting in radioactive particles being released over an area of 3,200 kilometers. Based on this, it was decided to flood the lake with a substance to prevent catastrophe. But despite this, the area remains dangerous, unstable, and contaminated. Number 1. The Devil's Kettle Waterfall. The waterfall, amusingly named the Devil's Kettle in Minnesota, represents one of the most mysterious places on Earth. It is interesting because it siphons off the river, and at a certain point splits into two streams. One stream leads directly to the lake, while the upper one's destination is unclear. Scientists have been unable to determine exactly where this stream ends and where the water goes. They tried adding dye to the water to track which part of the stream would eventually be colored, but the attempt was in vain. According to the laws of physics, the water must go somewhere. The water flow can be traced even when it goes underground. However, in the case of this waterfall, it seems that the laws of physics do not apply. It is unclear what causes this phenomenon. Perhaps it is extraterrestrials or parallel dimensions. Generally, one can only guess. Which of these places do you find the most interesting and mysterious? Write your comment if you are intrigued. Hit like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell so you don't miss the best content.